Well, a very warm welcome to Orient Live here today. The Odes are looking to put Tuesday night's late disappointment behind them and get back to winning ways in the league as we travel to Barnsley today as we go on the hunt for all 3 points. I'm Ollie Buck and I'm delighted to be joined in the studio this afternoon by under-18s coach Adam Lewis and Orient forward Aaron Connolly. Guys, thanks for joining us. And firstly, Aaron, I mean, all the fans will want to know how's that injury? It was a really disappointing one, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course, any injury is. Especially when you get given the length of time you're going to be out for and the steps you need to take to get back fit. But yeah, it's disappointing because I felt like I was just getting going and yeah, it's just one of them. I'm going to have to try and come back and hopefully I'll have 8-10 games to get back into.
And you looked like you settled into life here in Eton really quickly. How did you find life in East London so far?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to say they're enjoying it when they're scoring, playing well, but didn't start off the best. I only had 2 in the first 9 games, which I think people are forgetting. Because lately I've seemed to be scoring and assisting, and yeah, but obviously I've settled in. Gaffer's kind of given me that confidence that the first 9 games kind of park them, and you go again for the last 10 games. And unfortunately, I've got that injury now, but hopefully I'll have another 10 coming towards the back end of the season.
And Adam, how are things looking for the future of Leyton Orient for the young prospects coming through?
Yeah, not bad actually. We've had a good consistent period. I mean, we had a bit of disappointment a month or 2 ago in the Youth Cup, but since then we found a bit of consistency within the group, and Yeah, no, it's been a good couple of months, to be fair, and busy, to be fair.
There's been a few players kind of in and around the first team. We've seen a bit of Phil Chinedu recently.
Yeah,
You've got
yeah.
another few out on loan. There's some exciting prospects in there, isn't there?
Absolutely. I mean, the loans system is important for us to go out and actually play men's football if they can't get it with our own first team, and they can come back with those experiences and hopefully, be able to then go and impress and stay in the first team when they get that chance.
Oh, wonderful stuff. I'm sure we'll come on to a bit more of that later. But if we turn our attention to the game in hand today then, Aaron, Tuesday night was a really good positive response to Friday against Salford. Just real disappointment at the end. We've kind of got to forget about that now, haven't we?
Yeah, of course. Listen, going into Salford, they were always going to be up for it. They have their owners who, obviously, the TV game was probably quite good for them. They were up for it, their fans were, and we just did not come out of the blocks at all. And I think the first 5 minutes set us up for the last 85, 90. And yeah, we were so far off it, as the gaffer said in his post-match interview. And as players, you can't be angry with it because we were. Everything he said, and it was right. Didn't get going, and they deservedly beat us. But it's the way we got beaten. It seems to be happening quite a lot. We concede, go 2-0 down, maybe we're chasing it, and then we go 3-4-0, and it's happened too many times. And hopefully that bit of I don't know what to call it, grit, can come back into the game and into the side, and then we can start picking up points.
If we take a look at Barnsley then, last season it was a 4-0 away win at Oakwell that kind of sparked our season somewhat. Hopefully similar today.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, look, consistency is key in any team. Obviously, what we're looking for with the first team, you can see, is that the manager's come out on a few occasions just saying it's been a bit inconsistent in terms of results and performances. So I'm sure he'll be itching to get a tune out of the players today and start building on a run of consistent performances, especially over the Christmas period where we know so many games in such a short space of time.
And in terms of the individual performances on Tuesday night against Luton, there's a lot of positives to take from there as individuals and as a group, I suppose. I
mean, look, again, like what Aaron said there, it obviously wasn't what they were looking for on Friday. He got a reaction of sorts, and it's just really important now is that I think with any player that they keep building and building and building, I think that's what sets the top players apart, is that they can just back up performance after performance and be consistent.
And of course, the injuries are playing a bit of a part. We'll come onto the starting lineup shortly. Yourself, Aaron, you're a massive miss. There's a few others cropping up around the place where it's feeling like we're trying to fight against it a little bit.
Yeah, of course, but I think that's part and parcel of football, isn't it? It gives a chance to someone like Sonny, who hasn't maybe played that many games this season. Jack Morris will come back in, and hopefully he can perform to a level where he's replacing Iddy and just pushing on from what Iddy done. But it's part and parcel. I'm sure you'll go into the Barnsley lineup. They'll have injuries. Teams around the top, teams around the bottom. But it's about how we react to it. We've got Bex, the good skipper, who doesn't like to make excuses, and I'm sure the gaffer won't be letting the boys use that as an excuse.
Right, then we will take a look at the starting 11 very shortly, but first let's hear from the gaffer. It's Richie Wellens.
Gaffer, Barnsley to come on Saturday. You asked for a response from the players on Tuesday, and although we didn't quite hang on for the 3 points, you feel like you got it?
100%. I thought the attitude and application was really good. It's just obviously late goals are a problem for us at the moment. Our first 40 is to drop deep and defend. When we made a change to go front two to get right after them. But it's just in the back of the player's mind that we think that holding on for a lead is good by dropping deep, and it's something that we don't want to do. So although we had a little bit of a negative at the end, I think all in all it was a positive performance. It's now a good team. They've got the subs made a huge difference. Clark comes on and can handle the ball. He's fresh. He's played in the Premier League. He's been a good player for them. So their subs made a difference. So I was pleased with the point. In our last 4 games, we could have easily sit here with 12 points with the Blackpool one and the Luton one. But we're starting to turn our form around in the league. Let's keep it going.
Right then, let's take a run through the starting lineup for the O's this afternoon. Some changes, some enforced of course with some of the injuries, but here it is in full. Starting in goal is our number 33, it's Killian Cahill. It's a back three today with Jack Simpson and Dan Happy in the back line alongside the captain Omar Beckles. Teo Adaramola and Michael Craig are in the wing-back positions with Tyreek Bakinson and Jack Morehouse in the centre of the park. It's Don Ballard who leads the line, and Ollie O'Neill and Sonny Perkins are either side of him as well. And on the bench for the O's is Simkin, James, Lloyd, Wellens, Jayasimi, Clare and Archibald. So it's an interesting one that. A back three, it's quite an attacking back three when you factor in actually, Teo with the athleticism he has and the quality Michael Craig has. It's not necessarily a defensive formation, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a system that, even when we do sometimes start with on paper a back four, you'll see us move into a back three. That's quite consistent through the club as well. So even though it looks on paper, it could look like a back five, I'm sure Rich would be saying to the lads that we want to play with those wing backs as high as possible, stretching their back line and creating spaces to get our attacking players, our front three players, the 2 10s behind the number 9 on the ball and hurting them.
And when you look at that three centre-backs, that group of centre-backs, I mean, between them, there's 3-man mountains. As an attacker, what are you thinking when you look at them three?
I think as an attacker, when you're looking at any back three, it's trying to find space where you can get down the sides of people. But I think in that back three, there's a variety of strength, pace, and good technical ability. And I think they all kind of complement each other well. But it's going to be a tough task up against Keelan Dunn. He's obviously, I think, joint top scorer in the league. But yeah, when you've got them three playing together as an attacker, you always feel a bit safer when the teams are attacking your goal because you know that they can combine well, they communicate well, and it's players with a lot of EFL experience.
When you look at some of the recent league performances, if we maybe exclude the Salford one, in recent league fixtures, actually that defensive grit, as Aaron touched on, it's been there. We've seen those signs when we had to dig in against 10 men a couple of weeks back on Tuesday night. We had to defend at times, and we see it from this unit.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everyone knows that the way sort of philosophy that Richie has, it's not just about those defending players. Obviously, it runs right through the team. It talks a lot about intensity, about stopping it at source. But yeah, absolutely. I think most people know that to be a successful team in any league, it is built on defence and clean sheets and keeping it tight. We're very adept who can see it scoring goals. I think that's where the question marks have been in the back line. But if we know, I think we've got the quality at the top half of the pitch, we can just shore up that back line, then I'm sure results will turn and we'll start to climb the table in a quicker fashion.
And looking at the midfield too then, Aaron, you've got Jack Morehouse and Tyreek Bakinson alongside each other. Feels like a really nice balance there in terms of what they both bring to the pitch.
Yeah, of course, Jack obviously has that quality on the ball, which Tariq has as well, but Tariq's more that ball winner, I think. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they work together today. I see them in training every day, and they're both talented players. And hopefully Jack can perform today and give the gaffer a big headache about maybe keeping him in the team for the next few weeks, and maybe going into the future who he's going to partner alongside Jack. And he's a young boy. He's not played many first team minutes, but yeah, today's a big chance for him.
He is young, Adam, but we've seen glimpses of kind of his ability on the ball. He's a massive club in Manchester United. There's clearly a very good player in there. What do you think the message is to him going into kind of a big league game like this?
I think when with a young player that's come from such a big club, obviously he's starting out his career. He's come to this club to play minutes. I think that what you'd be saying to him is there's an element of trust in him, which I think any young player wants to hear, that the manager trusts him, that he can go out there and perform and try and help the team get a positive result. So I imagine it'd be one of giving him that confidence, but also maybe not putting too much pressure on him because he is so young, regardless of the club he's come from. But yeah, I think any young player like that, you just want to help them through the first minutes of the game, make sure they know their jobs, and then hopefully they can go and flourish.
And he looks like a player that would get him on the ball. He can carry it. He's got the technical ability as well. That's really important for kind of linking that attack, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. But I think first things first, he's probably been put in there to keep us steady in the midfield, because got 2-man midfield. He's going to need to be positionally aware and he's going to have to be disciplined in that role. And then once he starts getting on the ball, we know how well he can take players on and create and drag players out of position. So hopefully he can get into it early doors, and I'm sure the boys alongside him will help him.
Let's talk about the attack then and goals. Goals win games. We're going to have to replace yours somehow, Aaron. Don Ballard leading the line. You look like you'd built a really quick and good relationship on the pitch with him.
Yeah, of course. It's not something you work on. I think it kind of just clicks, and I've told Dom numerous times whenever I'm going down the left, just get across the front, because we're obviously not the biggest partnership ever. So I was never going to be one to whip balls, or he's going to try win headers. And the 2 goals that he's got from my assists have both been kind of quick, flashing balls across the box, which thankfully he gets on the end of. But now, yeah, like you say, it is difficult to replace goals, but I'm sure we've got 2 boys behind them there, and Sonny and Ollie, who can start contributing goals. And Sonny, I think, is one that I've seen him in training, is finishing left foot, right foot. It's just that next step, that little bit of confidence he needs, and I think he scored here last year, so hopefully he can do the same.
It is a big game for Sonny. Him alongside Ollie O'Neill as well, it's an attacking front three.
Absolutely. I mean, I was at the game here a few weeks ago when Ollie featured for the 21s and part of his comeback, and you could see the quality within the first minute that obviously you'd expect anyway, because he's a professional player playing senior level football. But you can see in and around when training as well, glimpses that I've caught of him. Very, very good player, and I know that the gaffer spoke very, very highly about him recently and how delighted it is to have him back as an option in the team.
Okay, don't forget, if you're watching along live on our YouTube preview stream, then you can follow along with all of the action here on Orient Live today. You can pick up a match pass for just £10 if you're an international viewer, and if you're in the UK, you can get an audio pass to listen along with Dave, Victor and Matt Hiscock as well. Now, before we go any further, let's find out a little bit more about Forever Orient.
I didn't really have much say in it, really, because everybody else in the family are die-hard Orient fans. They all sit just a stone's throw away over on that seat over there. The first game I ever went to, when Orient scored, I just burst out crying because it was sensory overload. My favourite goal ever of all time was Jonathan Tahure's goal in the FA Cup. I've never celebrated a goal like that before in my life. It was just pure ecstasy, and we all went completely crazy. Yeah, I think the Forever Orient initiative is amazing. What it does, it gives the opportunity for each individual supporter to sort of, give something back. Alongside being a sort of season ticket holder, it allows them the opportunity to have, in a way, even more ownership of the club, and it can dictate where that money goes. It's been a roller coaster, and if this initiative allows us to have the highest of highs, then that'll just be extraordinary.
You have a choice. You can waste 20, maybe 30% of your media budget, spend millions reaching bots, the wrong people, or no one at all. Or just use 0 to 1. It knows who's ready to buy. It's over 85% accurate. Zero wasted spend. The future of marketing isn't guessing. It's knowing.
Is lunch at work awesome? If so, tune out now. If not, keep listening. Picture this: chef-made meals from local restaurants brought right into your workplace. No sad sandwiches, no tired menus. By tapping into the local restaurant scene, Fuda powers workplace dining for companies across the U.S., giving teams flavor, convenience, and authenticity. Half of Glassdoor's best places to work have partnered with Fuda. Is your team ready to upgrade its workplace food scene? Find out how at Fuda.com. That's FOODA.com.
Right then, welcome back from that break. We're going to take a look at the Barnsley lineup very shortly, but first let's hear from the club captain. It's Omar Beckles.
Yeah, looking forward to the challenge. A positive performance, a good response from the previous game, and the boys applied themselves really, really well. Disappointed to not see out the game. We could take a lot of confidence from that and look to go to Barnsley and hopefully get a win. We've been in reasonable form. It's about consistency at the end of the day, which has been our challenge so far this season. So yeah, the next step for us is to try and replicate it on a consistent basis. We're missing 1 or 2 bodies, but it's a great opportunity for our lads stepping in to to really step up to the plate, take the shirt, make it their own. But we've got good competition for places, which is always healthy. So yeah, really looking forward to the challenge. I think it probably says a lot about maybe, we've made a lot of changes for the Plymouth game. I know we didn't have the best of preparations in the build-up to Salford, and maybe the attitude wasn't right. But we've learned our lesson from that, and I guess it gives an opportunity to really just focus on the league, which I hope will be a blessing in disguise ultimately. So yeah, we'll definitely learn from that. Can't afford to get complacent. I don't think anyone gets complacent when you're going to Barnsley away. You know it's going to be a tough place to go to. So you need to turn up, you need to respond, and I don't really question whether the lads are going to be on it and ready to go. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Yeah, I remember scoring. I remember that. That's always good to score. But yeah, look, it was a windy day. Conditions weren't great, and I think we probably played the conditions better than they did on the day. So yeah, we don't know what it's going to be like on the day. You have to turn up and you have to be able to adapt. So we're ready for whatever kind of comes our way and be prepared to just do whatever it takes to try and get 3 points. So we've done our best to prepare as best as we can. Now it's down to us on a Saturday to turn up and really give it a right go.
And finally, just talk about Theo Archibald. Obviously on Tuesday he got his first goal of the season. How did that feel to watch him score that goal?
I've not celebrated a goal like that in a very long time. I sprinted. I probably got my top speed in that moment. I was honestly so buzzing for him, so buzzing. Could be, if the game ended 1-0, could have been on the verge of crying. Just genuinely, just so happy for him and all he's gone through. It's been a long road for him. He deserves every bit of it because he's worked his socks off to get back into his position. And not many people do bounce back in the way that he does, and he has, but it's testament to his character. But I'm absolutely buzzing for him. It's going to be a long season, so we've got to look after him as well, make sure that we don't, in the midst of losing bodies, we want to try and protect him as best as we can. But I know he's going to play a really pivotal part because he's not just a good player, but a massive character in the dressing room. So yeah, really excited for him, and I hope he's going to have an incredible season, and I think he's got a massive part to play.
10 minutes to go until kick-off, so let's turn our attention to the home side, and it's Connacht Hurricanes Barnsley, who we of course facing up against this afternoon. And here is how they line up. Starting in goal is their number one. It's Murphy Cooper. Across the back line you have Jonathan Bland and Tanai Watson in the full-back positions, with Mael Di Gavigny alongside Jack Shepherd at the back. Adam Phillips and Patrick Kelly are in midfield, with Vimal Yoganathan, Neil Ferrugia and Rise Cleary behind the captain, Davies Kayla Dunn. And on the bench for them is Jackson Smith, Mark Roberts, Josh Earl, John Russell, Fabio Jallo, Caelan Vickers and David McGoldrick. So some big names in there, some recognisable names. A strong side.
I think so. I think it was a bit of a coup to get someone like a player of the quality of McGoldrick. Been doing it for a long time. He's got every club he's been at, everyone talks so highly of him. But yeah, he's the real threat, I guess, in that front line. Such an intelligent player. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how we can nullify his threat today.
And you're familiar with their manager, Connor. You played with him a bit. What's he like from a footballing perspective?
I think you'll see today. He'll like to play football. Obviously, when I played with him with Ireland, he had a good footballing brain, and he liked to get on the ball and play. So I think Barnsley will probably be similar to the way he was when he was playing. So yeah, I'm expecting a tough game.
For sure. We're in the exact same points. They've maybe played a few less games than us. It's a fairly even matchup on paper.
It looks it. I mean, as we were just saying, it's such a tight league this year. A couple of wins can really propel you into lofty positions within the league table. So interesting to see how we get on. Obviously, the atmosphere up there, Barnsley, it's a well-supported club. It's quite an imposing stadium. I mean, I've been there a few times, admittedly to play against their academy teams, but it's right in the town. The fans are on top here, so it will be interesting to see how we handle that. But yeah, look, I'm looking forward to the game, and it should be a fairly even one. And
let's talk about their goals scored then, really, and let's take a look at some of them as well. They're obviously a side of quality. Kayla Dunn, he seems to score. Seems to like scoring against us. He's a good player, isn't he?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's had. I've seen his stat recently. He's got 27 goals, I think, for Barnsley in League One. A lot of goals, and he seems to be the main man. He's keeping David McGoldrick out the side, and that's a tough thing to do with the quality of David as well. So yeah, I think if we nullify him today and maybe Reyes Cleary, who seems to be doing well of late, I think we'll be onto something, and hopefully we can get 3 points. But yeah, it'll be tough. He's the top scorer in the league for a reason. So yeah.
Watching this then, Adam, what springs to your mind? What are you impressed about with Barnsley's attack?
So what I'm seeing there is that obviously it's one variety of goals from all types of angles and distances. So that'll be, I think any manager will want goals to come from various parts of the team and not be predictable. So that's something that we've got to be very, very make sure we're keeping an eye on and make sure we're stopping them with all their threats they have. And
they've got some young attacking talent that you recognise.
Yeah. A couple of players that from my time doing the sort of academy football. Jallo, I know he's starting on the bench, and then Jürgen Nathan. I mean, when I first saw him as a first-year scholar playing for their youth team, I was very, very impressed. And the fact, I think he's had a loan in the National League last year or the year before. Correct me if I'm wrong. But to see him in the team, it's no surprise. A real talent, and it's always good to when you see these kids at their formative stages actually going on and playing in the first teams at the clubs they represent. So yeah, he's certainly a big talent for them, and I wouldn't be surprised if he won where a number of clubs in the Championship are looking at.
Okay, then not long to go until kick-off, so let's turn our attention back to the O's team and remind ourselves of how they shape up for this afternoon's clash. Starting in goal for the O's is Killian Cahill. Across the back line we have Jack Simpson and Dan Happy in there with the club captain Omar Beckles. We have Teo Adaramola and Michael Craig in the wing-back positions with Tyreek Bakinson and Jack Morehouse in midfield. Don Ballard leads the line, and it's Ollie O'Neill and Sonny Perkins in the wide positions. And on the bench is Tommy Simpkin, Tom James, Alfie Lloyd, Charlie Wellens, Jalang Jayassimi, Sean Clare and Theo Archibald. Now looking at that graphic, Aaron, maybe fans will think Ollie O'Neill and Sonny are playing maybe a bit tucked in with the wing-backs, considering we're playing them. Do you think they'll be playing a bit more narrow, or will we expect a winger's performance from them?
I think it will vary. Obviously Dom can't do a shift up there by himself, and he'll need bodies off him, and then if you're expecting Jack and Tyreek to kind of keep that compact in there, I think you will see them drift inside. I think Sonny maybe more naturally than Ollie, who's more of an out-and-out wide man. But yeah, I think either of them coming in, they'll be quite comfortable playing off Dom, and I think he's going to need that. He's going to need that support today, especially away at a tough ground like that.
We've had such a hectic last couple of weeks, really, what with the cup games on the Tuesdays and the Fridays. This is the period I think that all football fans loved in that festive period. A win today would be so good to kind of get us going into that next really busy onslaught of fixtures over next weekend and then the festive period.
Absolutely. I think everyone knows confidence breeds confidence. So if we can get a win here today, hopefully take it through. And like you say, the games come so frequently over this period. There's rarely time to even sort of catch your breath. So momentum becomes a big thing. And if you can get it early and go into that Christmas period with good results under your belt, then I'm sure it will give you a good springboard to go on actually a really good period.
There's reason to be confident as well, isn't there? And looking at our last 4 games, 2 wins, 2 draws in the league, that's something to build on.
Yeah, of course. And if you look at the time we've conceded them goals, it probably should be 4 wins and 4. The gaffer's touched on it, the late goals. But yeah, if we can get a positive result today, then we go into that busy period like you spoke about, full of confidence, and especially away at a place like this, if we can get a result here and a positive one, and we can definitely push on, and then you start looking up the table instead of kind of seeing what's just around you. You start looking at the teams, maybe even in the automatic spots, but for now, just worry about 3 points today and hopefully kick on.
30 goals scored, only Cardiff and Huddersfield have more. We'd like to see some goals today, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. We've got the players on the pitch to do that. We've got a system that I think if we can get the ball and control the game, then we'll certainly be able to create chances against this Barnsley defence.
Well, that's all from us, and the players are making their way out onto the pitch up at the Oakwell Stadium. So let's hand over to our commentary team of Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock.
Good afternoon and and welcome to Oakwell, where it's chilly and breezy, but the conditions so much better than the last time we were here. But we're looking for a similar result, aren't we, Matt Hiscock? Because the O's scored 4 without reply.
Yeah, without a doubt, big afternoon ahead of us. Tough test, I'm sure. We thought it'd be a tough test this time last season, but of course the O's rioted here, 4-0 victors on the afternoon. I'm not sure it's going to be the same scoreline today, Dave. A testing fixture against a team that are doing pretty well, Barnsley. Of course, only played 16 games, 3 less than the O's, and that'll be 4 because they're in the 3rd round of the FA Cup as well. A huge game against Liverpool to come. But Barnsley, they're good at home. The last time they were here, 5-0, they beat Luton Town.
Absolutely, but they did slip up on the road on